Hello everyone, welcome to Current Affairs MCQs program. Let's begin with previous day's practice question. Question was, consider the following statements regarding Speaker and Deputy Speaker of Lok Sabha. 1. Article 93 of the Constitution provides for the election of both the Speaker and the Deputy Speaker. 2. The institutions of Speaker and Deputy Speaker originated under the provisions of the Government of India Act of 1935. Which of the statements given above is or are correct? 1 only, 2 only, both 1 and 2, or neither 1 nor 2. The correct answer is option A, 1 only. Article 93 of the Constitution provides for the election of both the Speaker and the Deputy Speaker. Hence, statement 1 is correct. The Speaker is the constitutional and ceremonial head of the House. The institutions of Speaker and Deputy Speaker originated in India in 1921 under the provisions of the Government of India Act of 1919, that is Montagu-Chelmsford reforms. Hence, statement 2 is not correct. Hence, option A is the correct answer. Now, let's begin today's episode. First question is, consider the following. 1. Jaipur, 2. Mallapuram, 3. Mysore, 4. Srinagar. Which of the cities mentioned above are recognized as a World Craft City by the World Crafts Council? 1 and 2 only, 1, 2 and 3 only, 2, 3 and 4 only, or 1, 2, 3 and 4? The correct answer is option D, 1, 2, 3 and 4. Srinagar has become the 4th Indian city to be recognized as a World Craft City by the World Crafts Council. In 2021, it was designated as part of the UNESCO Creative City Network for Crafts and Folk Arts. Jaipur, Mallapuram, and Mysore are the other Indian cities that have previously been recognized as World Craft Cities. Hence, option D is the correct answer. Next question. Alteration of names of existing states is provided under which of the following articles of the Constitution of India? Article 1, Article 2, Article 3, or Article 4? The correct answer is option C, Article 3. Article 3 in the Constitution of India provides for the formation of new states and the alteration of areas, boundaries, or names of existing states. There are 2 conditions in this regard. A bill for this can be introduced in the Parliament only with the prior recommendation of the President, and the President has to refer the same to the state legislature for expressing its views within a specified period. In the case of a union territory, no reference needs to be made. Hence, option C is the correct answer. Next question. Consider the following statements regarding the Panchayat's extension to scheduled areas, that is Pesa Act 1996. 1. It was enacted to ensure self-governance for people living in the scheduled areas. 2. It acknowledges the traditional rights of tribal communities over natural resources. 3. Most of the northeastern states under 6th schedule areas are covered by Pesa Act 1996. How many of the statements given above is or are correct? Only 1, only 2, all 3, or none? The correct answer is option B, only 2. The Panchayat's extension to scheduled areas or Pesa Act 1996 was enacted to ensure self-governance through Gram Sabhas, that is village assemblies, for people living in the scheduled areas. Hence, statement 1 is correct. It acknowledges the traditional rights of tribal communities over natural resources. Tribals can exercise control over minor, that is non-timber forest resources, minor water bodies, and minor minerals, managing local markets, among other things. Hence, statement 2 is correct. Most of the northeastern states under 6th schedule areas where autonomous councils exist are not covered by PESA, as these states have their own autonomous councils for governance. Hence, statement 3 is not correct. Hence, option B is the correct answer. Next question. Consider the following statements related to surrogacy in India. 1. It is permitted only for altruistic purposes. 2. Abortion of such a fetus is allowed only with the consent of the surrogate mother. Which of the above statements is or are correct? Only 1, only 2, both 1 and 2, or neither 1 nor 2? The correct answer is option C, both 1 and 2. Surrogacy is a practice where a woman gives birth to a child for an intended couple with the intention to hand it over to them after the birth. It is permitted only for altruistic purposes or for couples who suffer from proven infertility or disease. Hence, statement 1 is correct. It is prohibited for commercial purposes such as sale, prostitution, or any other forms of exploitation. A child born through surrogacy will be deemed to be the biological child of the couple. Abortion of such a fetus is allowed only with the consent of the surrogate mother and the authorities as per provisions of the Medical Termination of Pregnancy Act 2021. Hence, statement 2 is also correct. Hence, option C is the correct answer. Next question, which of the following best describes metabolic acidosis? It refers to the production of excessive acid that cannot be flushed out by the kidneys. It is characterized by an increase in the anion gap due to hyperchloremia. It results from a compensatory respiratory alkalosis leading to decreased bicarbonate levels. Or it is a condition where there is a primary increase in bicarbonate concentration due to kidney dysfunction. The correct answer is option A. It refers to the production of excessive acid that cannot be flushed out by the kidneys. Metabolic acidosis. Methanol in the body is broken down into toxic byproducts, primarily formic acid. This acid disrupts the body's delicate pH balance in the blood, leading to a condition called metabolic acidosis, that is production of excessive acid that cannot be flushed out by kidneys. This makes the blood more acidic, hindering its ability to function properly. Hence, option A is the correct answer. Next question, consider the following statements about the goods and services tax, that is GST. 1. GST is a single stage direct tax levied in India on the supply of goods and services. 2. It is paid by the consumers and is remitted to the government by the businesses selling the goods and services. Which of the above statements is or are correct? Only 1, only 2, both 1 and 2, or neither 1 nor 2. The correct answer is option B, only 2. Goods and services tax is a multi-stage, destination-based, indirect tax levied in India on the supply of goods and services. Hence, statement 1 is not correct. It is paid by the consumers and is remitted to the government by the businesses selling the goods and services. Hence, statement 2 is correct. The 101st Amendment Act of 2016 paved the way for the introduction of a new tax regime, that is Goods and Services Tax, that is GST, in the country. This Amendment Act inserted a new Article 279A in the Constitution, which empowers the President to constitute a Goods and Services Tax Council or the Goods and Services Tax Council by an order. Hence, option B is the correct answer. Next question, consider the following statements about the Balon protein. 1. It is a natural protein found in the bacterium Psychrobacter urativorans and can survive in Arctic permafrost. 2. The genetic and biochemical characteristics of Balon can contribute to the development of cold-adapted enzymes and biocatalysts for biotechnological processes. Which of the above statements is or are correct? Only 1, only 2, both 1 and 2, or neither 1 nor 2. The correct answer is option C, both 1 and 2. Balon is a natural protein found in the bacterium Psychrobacter urativorans and can survive in Arctic permafrost. Hence, statement 1 is correct. The genetic and biochemical characteristics of Balon can contribute to the development of cold-adapted enzymes and biocatalysts for biotechnological processes. Hence, statement 2 is correct. Functioning of Balon is different from other proteins that help cells slow or shut down. In the case of Balon, when the bacteria's external conditions improved, cells resumed protein synthesis. Hence, option C is the correct answer. Next question, consider the following statements about the National Disaster Response Fund or NDRF. 1. It is defined in Section 46 of the Disaster Management Act 2005. 2. It comes under the public account of the Government of India within the category of reserve funds not bearing interest. Which of the above statements is or are correct? Only 1, only 2, both 1 and 2, or neither 1 nor 2. The correct answer is option C, both 1 and 2. National Disaster Response Fund, that is NDRF. National Calamity Contingency Fund or NCCF was renamed as NDRF with the enactment of the Disaster Management Act in 2005. It is defined in Section 46 of the Disaster Management Act 2005. Hence, statement 1 is correct. It is placed in the public account of the Government of India under reserve funds not bearing interest. Hence, statement 2 is correct. Public accounts. It was constituted under Article 266(2) of the Constitution. It accounts for flows for those transactions where the government is merely acting as a banker, example provident funds, small savings, etc. These funds do not belong to the government and have to be paid back at some time. Expenditures from it are not required to be approved by the Parliament. Hence, option C is the correct answer. Next question, consider the following statements about Operation Bluestar. 1. It is the official code name for an Indian military operation conducted in 1984 to remove separatists hiding within the Golden Temple in Amritsar. 2. The operation had two components, Operation Metal, which was the invasion of the temple complex, and Operation Shop, which was confined to the countryside of the state. Which of the above statements is or are not correct? Only one, only two, both 1 and 2, or neither 1 nor 2. The correct answer is option D, neither 1 nor 2. That is, both the statements are correct. Operation Bluestar. It is a code name given to an Indian military operation to remove the separatists who were hidden inside the Golden Temple at Amritsar on 5th June 1984. Hence, statement 1 is correct. The operation was ordered by the then Prime Minister Indira Gandhi primarily to take control of the Harmandir Sahib complex in Amritsar, that is the Golden Temple. The Indian military entered the premises of the temple to drive out the Sikh extremist religious leader Jarnail Singh Bhindranwale and his armed followers. The operation had two components, Operation Metal, which was the invasion of the temple complex, and Operation Shop, which was confined to the countryside of the state. Hence, statement 2 is correct. Hence, option D is the correct answer. Last question is, consider the following statements about the Bhakti movement. 1. The Bhakti movement started in the 7th century in South India and spread to North India during the 14th and 15th centuries. 2. Popular poet saints of the Bhakti movement like Ramanand and Kabir Das sang devotional songs in vernacular languages. Which of the above statements is or are correct? Only one, only two, both 1 and 2, or neither 1 nor 2. The correct answer is option C, both 1 and 2. Sant Kabir Das, a 15th century Indian mystic poet and saint, was born in Varanasi, Uttar Pradesh, to a Muslim family but was raised by a Hindu weaver couple. He was a notable figure in the Bhakti movement, which emphasized devotion and love for the divine. The Bhakti movement started in the 7th century in South India and spread to North India during the 14th and 15th centuries. Hence, statement 1 is correct. Popular poet saints of the Bhakti movement like Ramanand and Kabir Das sang devotional songs in vernacular languages. Hence, statement 2 is correct. Hence, option C is the correct answer. Now is the time for practice question. Consider the following statements. Statement 1. Coalition government is defined as when several political parties join hands to form a government and exercise political power based on a common agreed program. Statement 2. Coalition politics is not a static but a dynamic affair as coalition players and groups dissolve and form new ones. Which one of the following is correct in respect of the above statements? Both statements 1 and 2 are correct and statement 2 is the correct explanation for statement 1. Both statements 1 and 2 are correct and statement 2 is not the correct explanation for statement 1. Statement 1 is correct but statement 2 is incorrect, or statement 1 is incorrect but statement 2 is correct. Send the answer of this question in the comment section. Stay tuned for the next episode. Thanks for watching. For more informative content, like, share and subscribe, and do not forget to press the bell icon to get the notifications.